This is not a hobby anymore. If you had to get a second job, no one would complain about you putting hours in the second job, okay? Everybody respects jobs. Why wouldn't they respect your dream job that you are creating? If you dream about becoming a full-time artist or building a successful art business, then this video is for you. I'm going to break down step-by-step how to build your business out of nothing. You don't need to have experience, you don't need to have an audience, you don't need to have anything already happening for you. I'm going to tell you how not to make the same mistakes I did. This is the video I wish I had found when I was just starting out. First of all, I want you to figure out what the dream is. Forget any limitations.
But this is hard to make. There's too many people already doing this.
Forget all of these thoughts and just focus on what you truly want. It's okay if this changes over time, but you need to have a starting point. This is going to be your first vision of your business. Maybe you don't have the clear details, but I know that deep inside, you know how you want to live your life. You want to wake up, and what do you want to do after you wake up? You want it to be a go, go, go kind of work, or do you want it to be a more relaxed? You want to have flexible hours, or do you want to have a more structured schedule? Like, what works for you and what feels good for you on a day-to-day basis? What does that business look like in your dreams? If anything was possible, there was no limitations, what would you ask for this business to be like? To give you a little bit of an example, when I first started out, I didn't have clarity of what I wanted, and I didn't even put time into thinking about it. So I didn't really decide, oh, I want to start an art business. Oh, I want to be a full-time artist. I didn't see it that way. I simply started posting my art online, and then people started asking me to do commissions, logos, portraits, murals. So people would ask me to do any sort of commission, and I would say yes to all of them with no limits, even if it had nothing to do with my style or what I was used to doing. And I realized that I actually don't like working with people. Yeah, in the beginning I was just freelancing, so my business depended on people hiring me. And I really didn't like that pressure of, having to make art to please this one person. Sometimes I made something that I was super proud of and the person didn't like it, and I would be like, oh, but then I'm gonna have to change it to this thing that this person wants and I just don't like it. Now I know that to me, the dream, which I'm kind of living already, is to work more by myself at home, in my office, in my studio at home, flexible hours, and I want to be creating art that I like, that makes me proud. I found a way to do that through content creation and teaching online. Figured out what it is that you really want in details. A few questions that I would recommend you answer. The first one is, what kind of art do you want to make? This thing of finding your style is a lot intuition, but it's also a conscious decision. You can just decide what your style is. Maybe there's not going to be a light bulb moment, so you might have to try a few things out and then decide. I like many different mediums, but I ended up deciding on the niche of drawing with pens and markers, and this is really helpful to create a brand for you, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. So what's the dream when it comes to your art, your craft? What kind of art are you going to make? Are you painting? Are you sculpting? Are you making digital things? Are you making animations? Are you drawing with a pen? Next, what do you want your day-to-day to be like? Do you want to work more by yourself? Do you want to work with people? Next, I would like for you to ask yourself, how do you want to make money? We're going to talk more about money later, but what do you feel is the dream when it comes to making money? Do you want to sell art to big clients and make thousands of dollars on selling paintings in galleries? Or do you want to make passive income online? Do you want to freelance and work with amazing brands? Do you want to put your designs in clothing and work with fashion brands, Chanel and Prada, or what is the dream? Where is this money coming from? Who is paying you? Now, the last thing, but most important thing, is how do you want to feel? This is your core why of your business. It's kind of the reason you are building this business. Why are you doing this? What is this business going to bring to you other than money and recognition? It's just what feelings is this business going to bring to you? So in my case, being independent and being able to support my life is so empowering. It's a matter of self-confidence and self-worth, being able to be myself and be more authentic. This is my why. This is how I feel with this business. It makes me feel more like that every day. So how do you want to feel? This is also an interesting thing for you to have in the back of your mind for when you get discouraged or when you get lost or when you're confused and you don't know what, decisions to make. Come back to your why, come back to your feeling, and feelings carry energy. So the more you can tap into those feelings and train yourself to feel these feelings, even before you're there, even before your business is successful, the faster you will manifest this dream into reality. Okay? If that makes any sense, whatever. If it doesn't make sense, like skip. Okay, next. Define what it is that you're really offering with your business. It's not like,
oh, I'm offering my art, I'm offering tutorials, I'm offering animations.
This is just the way in which you're gonna offer what you're gonna offer. We are not selling food or water. We're not selling survival. We're not selling like a basic need that is very obvious why people need it, right? You're selling something else that is very needed and it's everywhere. Like art is everywhere. Imagine a life with no art, no movies, no music, no colors, no design, no architecture. Ew, no. Why is art everywhere? Because art can make us feel things and it can create a better experience in life. I don't want you to tell me what product you're selling. I want you to tell me what's the core value you are offering by selling that product. The best way you can do to find this answer is to ask yourself, from everything that I'm offering my clients, why would they want this? Why do they need this thing? So let me give you an example to help you illustrate this, and you can write this down like as questions and answers. The dream for me is, working from my office, content creation, my art classes and tutorials. This is the dream, right? Basically. Why would anyone want this or benefit from this? Why does my client need this? People want to improve the way they draw, so they're gonna watch a tutorial. Simple answer, right? So I'm gonna ask again the same question. Why do they want this? Why do they want to improve their art? The answer for me is when they improve their art, they improve their skills, they're gonna be able to create more things the way they want it, which means they're gonna be able to express themselves better. Look, we're getting a little deeper. So again, why does this matter? Why would they want to express themselves better? The first thing that comes to my mind is that everybody needs to express themselves, and some people are better or want to do that through art. And why? Why is it important that everybody express themselves? I think it's so people can feel heard, understood, and validated. That's kind of how I feel when I express myself through art. I kind of feel validated like by myself. Why would anyone feel heard and validated? Because it's good for your self-confidence. You feel that you can be yourself and that you can be more authentic, and it helps people have a higher self-esteem. So turns out that this is what I am offering and selling. Write down your dream and then ask yourself why? Why does my client want this? Why does my client want this? Why does my client want this? Even if you don't really know why, like, why do you think your client would want this? And find your core value that you're offering. This is what you're actually selling. Okay, you're selling self-confidence, you're selling comfort, you're selling joy, you're selling happiness, you're selling self-love. This is what you're actually selling with your business. Who is your ideal client? To me, something really interesting happened throughout the years of building my business. When I started out just doing freelancing, my clients were like art lovers, people who liked art and wanted to purchase art. But then when I shifted my business to the content creation and the teaching online, suddenly my audience is a whole different group of people. They are artists. They like to make art. They don't just like art and like my art. They like their art and they want to improve their art with my knowledge. They want my skill, they want my techniques, they want my knowledge, they want my perceptions. They don't necessarily want my art. It's a completely different audience than me selling murals or selling art prints and things like that. And I feel very identified with this audience because I am this audience. I am a person who likes to make art and enjoys watching art content. I know who this client is. artists, I know their pain points, I know what they need because I am them. And I'm not saying necessarily you are your client, but I can tell you 100% my life got easier and my business makes more sense now that I can identify and I can see who this client really is. I had a really hard time relating to my first audience when I was freelancing, and now I just understand my audience so much better. So my ideal clients are people like me, young people who like making art and who get some self growth and self development from making their art. So now why don't you try writing down everything that you think your ideal client is, what's their life like you can create a little persona. I'm gonna invent something like it's a woman from this age to this age, she works a 9 to 5 job, but then she comes home and she wants to relax in her house, but her house is needing some improvement, everything is kind of messy, but she really wants to have more art on the walls because she wants to feel more at home with herself in her home with her family. So she's gonna buy my art because this is exactly what she needs right now. She needs to come home from work and be able to relax in this environment that reflects who she is. Okay, I made something up. Find that persona that represents your perfect audience. You need to put a face in this client so you have someone to talk to. You're not just like randomly talking to no one. Next, I want you to build a smart income strategy. This means you are not gonna put all of your eggs in one basket. For example, in the beginning, I started freelancing and it was all I was doing for a few years. It was my only stream of income. So if I had a month where, I don't know, like I had an injury or if no clients appeared, I simply wouldn't make any money, right? And you don't want to be in that position ever. So you want to make a list of possible streams of income that you can work with. There's so many ways you can make money. You can make murals, you can sell your art, you can do events, you can do commissions, you can do brand partnerships, you can create content online, you can sell NFTs, you can teach art. So make a list of a few income streams that you can think of right now that you would be willing to pursue. Even if you don't know how to do it yet, you're gonna figure that out later, okay? But like start from the beginning, just make this list. You're not gonna be able to focus on all of them all at once. You need to start with one, set up the base, set up the foundation so that stream of income can start working for you. And then you can start focusing on the next one and then the next one and then the next one. So set up some goals and then you can work on one at a time. Next, you're going to list so you can then study and connect with your stakeholders and potential partners. This is like the middleman between you and your client that will help you make money, not just be known and be seen and be advertised, but make money. So let me give you an example. If you're selling art in a gallery, you need to go research for galleries in your area and start sending them your portfolio so they can get to know you. If you want to do brand partnerships, you need to start approaching the brands with your portfolio and your work so they can see how you can collab. If you want to make passive income, what are the tools you're gonna use to make passive income? For example, I teach on Skillshare. So Skillshare is my middleman right now, is a stakeholder and a partner. And before I started teaching on Skillshare, I did a huge research to see how the platform works, what would they need from me, how does this partnership work. So you basically need to start making these connections and understanding how you're gonna work with these partners. Depending on the kind of business you're building, you might need to do some networking, make some connections, do some cold calling, send some emails out. Or if you want to do like a thing that's more, you by yourself and use the online world to make money, maybe you just need to do a lot of research on possible streams of income online. This is the time of understanding the logistics of how you're gonna make money, considering your business model that you are targeting. Next, we're going to talk about your brand. This is a big topic and it deserves like a separate video but this is basically like the identity of your brand. And you have great starting points already, which I wish I had clarity on these things years ago. I could have grown so much faster if I had more clarity on my brand, which would happen if I had more clarity on my whys, my core values that I'm selling and all of that we already talked about. You already have that. Okay, you're years ahead of me. So yeah, now that you know your why, your purpose, your core value that you're offering, your why for you, like why you're doing this business, what's the vibe of your business? Is it cozy and earthy and like drinking my tea while it's raining outside and it's cozy? Or do you want it to be upbeat and modern and like, poppy music and like brighter colors? Or do you want it to be more like, I don't know, a nostalgic 90s vibe that makes you feel cool and like stylish? This is kind of like the first impression of your brand. Its colors, shapes, the rhythm. Is it fast-paced? Is it calm? What is it? At this stage, you could just kind of like define a vibe, and then from there you can define like a color scheme. You can create like a mood board like on Pinterest. That helps me a lot. It makes so many mood boards for my brand. Next, I want you to define a budget. You should be your first client and reinvest in your business again and again. If you truly believe in your business, if you truly believe in yourself, if you believe your talent, your skills, your motivation, if you believe, then why not put your money in it? If you don't believe in it, why would anyone else believe in you? Take this business seriously and invest in it. Invest in your education, invest in marketing, invest in resources, art supplies, camera gear, whatever you need, invest in it. This is also a way for you to tell your subconscious mind that this is serious and it's happening, okay? And maybe you only have like $10 a month to invest in your business, and $10 is something. $10 is a subscription to something, right? So like to an editing, like a photo editing app will help you create better content to promote your work. And if you have nothing to invest in your business right now, invest time, because your time is money. It's interesting for you to make a list of your most important marketing avenues. And I also want to talk about a struggle that most artists have. I have. Okay. It's hard for us to talk about our work, put ourselves out there, because we are creators. We are not necessarily communicators and sellers. We are creators at core, right? Like we want to be creating, we want to be making things and creating new things and just like focusing on the craft. With no craft, there's nothing to advertise and promote. It's hard to find that energetic space to go from like a creative process, which is making your art, to a logical process and a more like practical activity. You know what I mean? But I have to remind you guys that you're not just an artist anymore. Okay, you are an entrepreneur now. Entrepreneur. You are a business person. I'm gonna tell you something to help you create the mindset to be able to put yourself out there. I always thought that I was gonna be like too repetitive, or I thought that like if I shared my store or my classes, I would promote one, maybe 2 times, and be like, okay, people saw it, now they know, my link is in my bio, you know what I mean? Like, this is not how it works, okay? People are not going to be bored of your content. If they do get bored of your content, they are not your audience. So why do you even care? So what I have to tell you is that people are receiving information from everywhere, from all directions, and it's overwhelming and chaotic. Why would they pay attention to you? They don't even know you. Who are you, right? How are they going to know you is by you repeating yourself again and again, putting yourself out there again and again and again and again. You might think like,
oh, I already talked about this class that I'm teaching 10 times. Do I really need to talk about it again?
Yes. The answer is always yes.
Should I do more ads?
Yes, you should.
Should I make us stories on this?
Yes, you should. The answer is always going to be yes. The more you put yourself out there, the more your business is going to grow. This happened to me before. I see an ad and I'm like,
oh, ad.
Don't even look at it. See it again.
Oh, ad.
I don't even look at it. But then after seeing it like 10 times, I'm like,
wait, what's this ad? What's this about? I'm just curious.
Suddenly, it makes me want to pay attention to it. Even if I still hate it and be like,
ugh, insurance, ugh.
There's going to be a point after repetition where I'm gonna be curious to see what's that about. And it's gonna take me more than 5 times seeing that ad for me to actually pay attention. I'm not even ready to buy, to follow, to interact with that ad. I'm just acknowledging their existence. So you see, like the more you talk about yourself, the more people are gonna get to know you, possibly remember you when they see you again. They're just gonna recognize you. One recognition, like very like, I know I've seen this before. How are they going to engage with your content or buy your art or, like become an actual client? So after acknowledging your existence, they are going to figure out if they actually like you. How are they going to figure out if they actually like you? By seeing your content again and again and again and again. Okay, so you're going to have to keep sharing more stuff. Once they decide that they like you and they follow you or they buy an art or something, they're going to have to decide if they can trust you over time, if they're going to become like an actual client, if they're going to be like engaged with you and your brand and your business. Like, are they going to talk well and recommend you to their friends and family? Or is this going to be like a one-time purchase and like, buy whatever? Or they're going to follow you, but then like a month later, they're going to unfollow because like you didn't deliver what they were looking for. You know what I mean? So how are they going to find out if they can trust you and stay and become like a fan? You guessed it. You're going to have to keep posting again and again and again and again forever. I know. This is stressful. I swear there's no alcohol in this, but it could be right now. Anyway, make a list of possible marketing avenues for you to work on. Next, let's talk about finances and taxes. Look at that. We are building a business. We're talking about taxes. First tip for you, open a bank account separate for your business. This might be obvious for you, but I'm going to say it anyway for the record. Whatever you make with this business is not going to be necessarily like yours.
What?
It's going to be your business's money, okay? Your business will pay you. With time, when you're making more money, you can even define a salary or like how much money you actually want to pay you. Why is this good? Because eventually you want to grow, you're gonna need help. You're gonna need help to do your marketing. You're gonna need help to do your finances and your taxes. And when you have a dedicated fund to like fund your business, you're gonna be able to make those decisions and, hire people and grow as a business. If your business's money is mixed with your personal money, how are you gonna hire a person and pay them a salary? Now about taxes, before you start doing anything, making any money, you should start looking how taxes work for the kind of business you want to start in your area, in your country, because it's different for every place and for every business format as well. So I don't have these answers for you. I don't know how taxes is gonna work for you, but probably you might need to save like 30% of everything you make to pay taxes. Talk to an accountant, do your research. This might seem obvious, but being organized with your time and actually setting time aside is what will get your business off the ground. Maybe you have a job right now, or maybe you are like a stay-at-home parent, or maybe you are in school, so like you have other things going on and you're gonna have to find time to start this business that might take a little bit to give you money, or it might be fast, whatever. Let's manifest it. Like, I believe in you, but like it might take a while, which is also okay. What I have to tell you right now, pay close attention, okay? This is not a hobby anymore. This is a business. If you had to get a second job, no one would complain about you putting hours in the second job, okay? Everybody respects jobs. Why wouldn't they respect your dream job that you are creating? Remember that this is your future. It's your livelihood. This business might be able to support you and your family. What if it all works out? If you really believe in this, invest your time in your business. Maybe you're only gonna have the weekends at first. Maybe you only have like nighttime after work. Maybe you have the mornings before school, or what time is it that you have available to you? Set it up in your calendar right now. Open your calendar and block that time. Let your friends and family know, and this is gonna be your new work. Yeah, this is your priority because you are going to be a successful business owner. And well, friends, this is it for today. I hope this was really helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. If there is any specific points that you would like me to go deeper into. If you want to share like what stage are you in on your business and like what's your strategy right now. I think we can all help each other out more and maybe, get some new ideas and maybe feel like we're less alone. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. I would love to make more videos like this for you guys. And I will see you next week. Bye.